How come when a man has got multiple girlfriends simultaneously, no one really bats an eye? But when a guy is married to 3 women at the same time, everybody loses their minds. You see, for some men, taking one wife doesn't cut it. And neither does having 2 wives. Somehow, 3 makes more sense to them. Guess third time's a charm, huh? But despite it being deemed as misogynistic and primitive-natured by many cultures, or even considered illegal in all 50 states in America, they still risk it and pursue the controversial setup. But why? Is there really more to it than meets the eye? Let's gauge polygamy as a catalyst to a wider reflection of relationships, love, and family. Welcome to Cleverside, your daily dose of the most exciting information with just a click. Stay tuned as we debunk common misconceptions about polygamy and what life is like for men living with 3 wives. Intimate lifestyle. Keeping up with your intimate relations in marriage plays an important role in solidifying bonds. So, if you're the kind who fancies an intimate lifestyle, yet one of your wives is in their monthly cycle, you'll not miss out on any intimacy, as you'll have more than one wife to have relations with. If it ever happens that your first wife is pregnant or has just given birth, you still won't miss out on the intimacy. Chances are wife number 2 won't get pregnant, as it's a very rare occurrence that more than one of your wives will be pregnant at the very same time. However, if that actually happens to you, there's always the other option of going for wife number 3. Less wandering eyes. Women by nature are territorial, so it shouldn't come as a surprise that jealousy arises when another lady comes into the picture. But a striking amount of studies suggest that it's one less thing women could actually worry about, being married to men with multiple wives, because the chances of his eyes wandering off will drop significantly. He'll be mostly preoccupied by taking care of his wives, that not only will he neither have any time nor energy left to stray, but also no desire. Believe it or not, according to studies, men with more than one spouse remain more loyal to their wives. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Life is zen. Living with 3 wives may seem wild and chaotic for men. At least that's how most people see it from the outside looking in. But studies have shown that men with several wives are a lot calmer, less aggressive, and more romantic than men with only one wife. Wouldn't that be a deal breaker though, considering all the trouble you've gotten yourself into, only to end up miserable? Good thing it isn't the case here. Not as bad as some cultures paint it to be. Let some steam off. Guess it's only fair to say that not a single married man is immune to arguments and occasional banters with their wives. Having said that, in most cases among men with just one wife, there isn't really much of an escape for when their one and only wife is angry with them for no apparent reason. But with more than one wife, you can at least go and visit one of your other wives, allowing both parties to cool down and let some steam off. Bet that didn't cross your mind before. Healthy competition. Do you remember back in the day when there were no smartphones around and the production of mobile phones was in its infancy? There was only one service provider, who not only had astronomical rates, but also came with a litany of demands you had to endure. But then competition came into view, and the added service providers changed the game by occasionally offering their free services just to grab your attention. So imagine that type of dynamic between having 3 wives, which means with all their competitiveness leads to grabbing your attention. In the end, you'll be the one benefiting. Responsible. In a family of 1 husband and 3 wives, economic standing is 3 times more challenging to keep up with compared to those with just 1 wife, which means the husband will have to work a lot harder and smarter in order to provide. Moreover, this means that this arrangement is not for the faint of heart, especially in dealing with not just the wives, but the children as well, under the same ever-expanding roof. But having said all that, did you know that most men who decide to have more than one wife are often highly driven, hardworking, more authentic, ambitious, and more enthusiastic? Yes, and in some cases, they're more likely to become successful individuals. Doesn't sound misogynistic at all. Beyond appearance. Contrary to popular belief, in any society or community that practices polygamy, the value of a woman rises due to the male-to-female sex ratio, and men start to look past fickle things like appearances and other physical aspects that most women are insecure about. In such societies, even women previously marginalized due to appearance, disability, or social status are not left behind. As a matter of fact, these ladies end up with a good and stable marriage. Now how's that for equality? Honorable. While most cultures condemn this practice, you might be surprised that according to research conducted by many marriage counselors, Men who openly admit to having multiple wives are seen as more honorable than men who try to hide their secret lovers from their current spouse, as mistresses, side chicks, and prostitutes and whatnot. Who knew honorable and men with multiple wives could be in one sentence? But historically speaking, polygamy was moderately accepted in ancient Hebrew society, in classical China, and in sporadic traditional Native American, African, and Polynesian cultures. It was widely practiced in ancient Greece too, until the Roman Empire and the Roman Catholic Church was introduced. Even in present-day North America, polygamy is practiced in some Mormon sects. One community in particular live in homes literally carved into the side of a massive sandstone rock for almost half a century now, in an effort to bring the polygamous community of Moab, Utah together and embrace their shared practice of plural marriage. But at the end of the day, polygamy is more in tune with the innate nature of both men and women. This is predominantly evident in nature, when we see females drawn to alpha males. This state brings out the best in men, as partners, confidants, parents, providers, and leaders. And because of these masculine traits, that some women flock as they find it naturally desirable. In a bigger picture, we can say that men who have more than one wife are more than capable of keeping multiple women happy and content, paving a different light to the meaning of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Uh-oh, looks like the bells are ringing and 'tis time to get hitched. Get going. So are you in favor of these practices or not? Head out to the comment section and let us know all about it. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts on other topics you'd want us to cover. Smash that like and subscribe button now if you haven't already. That would be super lit. Here are some of our other videos you might like. Check them out.